Hey everybody, I'm your host Jackie Brown and welcome to Come on My Couch. I'm so glad you all decided to watch me this week. We have a crazy topic that I'm pretty sure most of you all can relate to, and that's jobs. Yes, we all have a job. I'm pretty sure in order for us to live and eat and pay rent, you have to have a job, or either you're like leeching off of someone. So jobs are important, I guess, but I want to tell you what the word of the day is because it's going to tie in with what we're talking about. Okay, and the word for today is capitalism. Yes, that's right, capitalism. If you don't know what capitalism is, I'll be happy to tell you. Bear with me one moment. Hey Siri, what's the definition of capitalism? Capitalism, an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit. I looked it up. I am not making anything up. That is what it means. It is controlled by a political system for private owners for profit. And many people seem to think that they're capitalists, but if you're not a capitalist, if you don't have any capital, and I really don't like when people put themselves in the business owner's shoes instead of the consumer, because honestly, you're all consumers first before you're business owners. So you should be thinking about the people that you're selling to. But with that being said, we wouldn't be working if it wasn't for capitalism. Yes, you don't hate Mondays, you hate capitalism. You hate the competing with the Joneses mentality, or wanting up someone, or being competitive, or having that competitive friend. So every time you accomplish something, or every time you buy something, they do the exact same thing you do. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it really is. But hey, I'd like to tell you about my experiences in life. I'll also let you know this. I am not an expert at anything, okay? I am just bringing to you and sharing with you my life experiences and what I would do, what you would do, just whatever. I am not a Kevin Samuels. I am not a Princella. I do not incite rage in people. I want to make people feel better, and I want to do it from a logical standpoint. I don't want to make people upset for any reason. And I tell you this, that'll be another episode too. We'll talk about that another time. But first, I would like to let you all know that I've had 43 jobs. Yeah, and not all of them blow jobs. Sure. But most of my start was working in the restaurant and the service industry. And I really, really like that because I got to eat the food. I like to eat. I'm always hungry. Just remember that. But yeah, I would work in restaurants, and then I got tired of doing that because I worked like almost everywhere all over the city, and then money was looking tight, and so I started dancing on the pole, and then I stopped doing that for a while, and then I started working in hotels, and I stopped doing that for a while, and I helped open some businesses and things like that, and then I went back into the industry and working from home. Like, I've worked at so many places. I worked at Subway, I've worked at Chick-fil-A, I've worked for work from home companies selling insurance for cell phones, which I think is a scam. I don't think anybody should ever buy insurance for their phone, because if something happens to your phone, you are not going to get a new phone. It's going to be a refurbished phone, and I don't think anybody wants to spend $1,200 on an original device and it's actually worth $200. I'm just saying that's what I know about those jobs. But yeah, I don't like working. I don't like it. I don't think anybody does. But don't you think it's crazy that the generation before us really didn't do much to fight the systems? They just went in line, and now everybody is suffering because no one had a radicalized moment and say, hey, I don't think we should be doing this. I don't think that this is the way to live. But as you can see all over social media, everybody's having their little monologue and soliloquy moments about working and how hard it is, and other generations would tell us just suck it up and deal with it. But at the same time, I wonder, why should we? If there are 24 hours in a day and you spend over half of them working, what rest of the time do you have to care for yourself? We've been in a society that's been telling everybody to work so hard. Don't care for other people. Don't worry about yourself. How is that beneficial? How is that beneficial to anybody? I do not like this grind mentality, and you got to keep on grinding and keep on hustling. Like, I'm a hustler because I have to be, because I have to eat, and also I have ADD. So whenever anybody asks me, how do you do all of these things, I fell into my ADD hole and I made a bunch of things, and I looked around and I was like, what have I done? And that's how I started those keychains. But yeah, working is not natural. Capitalism goes against nature. And nobody knows what the reverse, the anti of capitalism is, other than bartering. And I really do dream of a utopian society to where we don't have to spend money to live. That's just weird. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody had a garden, everybody had their own farm? Because it used to be like that not too long ago. And I don't know what the hell is going on. But even with the food that they have now, they mass produce it because that's their job. That's what they do. Capitalism is slowly going to kill all of us, and this empire is going to fall. And then how important will jobs be? I think that's what occurred with the pandemic. Like, we had everybody had these epiphanies because people are in positions of obligation. They're not really doing things because they want to do them. They're doing it out of a survival mode. And then when the pandemic happened, it's like everybody had these epiphanies all at the same time, and they were like, I don't want to do this anymore. Or I can do this. I know it was cool seeing everybody dancing and making bread. I like that. That was fun to me. I enjoyed staying in the house. I am an introvert. I enjoyed staying at home and not having to be in people's faces, having to listen to gossip, having to have somebody tell me that what I'm wearing is inappropriate, but it's not. It's just because my body looks better than yours. It's crazy. And then even as a black woman, the microaggressions and the micro racism that we experience in the workplace is so much. And y'all know it is. It's prominent. Nobody's making it up. And yet again, we have to explain things to you like you're a baby, like you don't know what's happening or why it's happening. I get sick of it. I used to be a hostess at this membership place, it's like hoity-toity. All the white people paid to have a membership to work. To go there, to eat there and have these parties and stuff like that. And I was a hostess at this members only place, it's up on a mountain, great view of the city. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about if y'all from here. But I used to work there, and I love working at places to where I didn't have to wear a uniform. I love fashion, okay? And so I knew I looked good. I know I looked cute. I was getting stuff from New York and Company, Ross, Burlington. There was stuff that I had in my closet from years that I haven't been able to wear yet because I wasn't working in the type of atmosphere to wear those type of clothes. So I've been ready to bust this stuff out the closet. I got stuff that still had tags on it, and I know how to dress. So whenever I am working somewhere and someone tells me that they ask me what I'm wearing, or they say that it's inappropriate, bitch, I know you lying. I know you lying because I know you jealous. I look at what the fuck you wearing. I look at what the fuck I'm wearing. And baby, you don't have no need to say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Okay? It's just so weird whenever you see mediocre white women with no chin trying to express something about fashion, and you just be like, girl, what is you talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, I hate that. It's like no matter where I worked at, if I didn't have to wear a uniform, somebody would say something about what I was wearing. And it just drives me crazy. It's like, what do you want me to put on, a garbage bag? Is that what you want me to wear, a freaking garbage bag? People drive me crazy. And then folks really just be jealous. That's really all it is. It's just jealousy. And so I hate going from job to job thinking that something's going to be different when you get to a new place, because it rarely is. Getting a job and being in a relationship are parallel to each other, because everything is great for the first 3 months, and then after that they show their face and you're like, I didn't sign up for this. Or when you're in a relationship, you're like, who are you? So yeah, it's like that. Everything changes once you get there. Nothing really gets better. It's just going from one line to another. I would like to go up, but I feel like I'm climbing some invisible ladder. And that's what capitalism does. It makes you think that the harder you work, the more you're going to earn. But that's not the case, because I've been working since I was 14, and I'm a hard worker. I'm a very smart person. I catch on very, very fast. So where's my millions? Where is all of my money? And it's just weird. Also, whenever I do work at certain places, I might take some things like garbage bags or toilet paper, things of that nature, things that cost a lot for you to buy every month. So yeah, I call it reparations. I know it's not, but like, yeah, y'all really do owe black people like a check, or the country, whichever one comes first. I'll take both. Yeah, I don't enjoy working. I don't know many people who actually do. I hate when they have that question, what's your dream job? I don't dream of working. I want to lay in the bed and watch TV. I mean, we all have our lazy days where we want to be unproductive. And I think it's okay to do that. I don't think anybody should just be grind all the time. You know, they say sleep when you're dead. But how do you know that when you're dead if you're actually sleeping? How do you know? Man, I hate capitalism. You know, the life that I dreamed of as a kid, I feel like it's kind of there. Like, I am grateful for where I am in my life. I'm not going to say that I am grateful for how I have been able to be independent and maintain my finances to an extent. But I like where I am. I love where I live. I have 3 cats. I'm an artist. I do a bunch of things. I keep myself occupied. I feel that my time management is amazing. So, yeah, I would say that I like this little life. But I also look at other people who are in less fortunate situations, and either they have jobs or they don't have jobs, or they may be homeless. But you know, you ever drive around those rich people neighborhoods and you just dream of being in those houses? And I always have this thought of, how come everybody can't be in one of those houses? I feel like everybody should be able to live in one of those gated communities, a nice home. Everybody deserves to live in a nice place. I mean, it shouldn't be competitive. I don't think everybody should be living in survival mode. I don't think people want to live in the bad part of the neighborhood. And I don't think usually it's their choice to do so. You know? I don't like the hierarchy of jobs. I don't like how we compete, or how we make one profession to seem better than the other. I think everything has its pros and cons. I think especially when you get your degree and you work really hard in a profession, and then I think it sucks to dedicate so much time to earning a degree or getting certified for something and it not be what you thought it would be. And in most cases, it's like that. That's life. We have these hypothetical scenarios that we play in our head, and then when reality comes down to execute what it is we're actually doing, we become disappointed, and then we end up putting ourselves in a depression. That's just how humans are. I mean, that's how I am, for sure. I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign. I know I'm not the only one who does this. I cannot be the only one who does this. But yeah, they say that job stands for just over broke. Well, baby, I believe it. But I don't like how we put so much stock and validity. I don't like how we put so much stock and validity into what people do, because you are not your job. If you don't like your job, that's okay. You can go off and get another one. You don't have to stick with something if you don't like to do it. You don't, okay? You don't have to put yourself in a further abyss of depression being obligated to do something that you don't want to do. If you know what your passion is and you want to follow that, go ahead and pursue something in that manner. You may end up making a little less money, because for me, I like dealing with children, okay? I love kids. I love well-behaved kids and smart kids. But on a day-to-day basis, I am not always around well-behaved or intelligent children. I'm around kids, okay? And we do not get paid enough working with kids. I get paid like $400 a week, okay? I don't make enough money, okay? But I like what I do. I like what I do. Is it stressful? Every job is stressful. Every job is stressful, but I am around little bitty minds that I can mold and say things to, and I'll see them in the coming years, and they'll be like, hey, Miss J. That's what they call me at school. I'm Miss J. And so I am, I guess, imprinting little minds day to day. Whether I know or feel I'm making a difference, sometimes you just have a long day, but it's something that I like to do. Now, I'm not sure if I could work in a daycare, because like those babies get sick all the time, and the snot and stuff and changing diapers. No. If they can walk and talk and go to the bathroom on their own, then we're good. And I love your little big head, little bobblehead baby, you know. But yeah, I am an artist. I would love to be in a position to where I can share my talents and enlighten and inspire others, but it also reflect very well in my bank account. I feel like everybody should be able to follow their passions and make the money that they desire to make. I don't think you should choose one or the other. I don't think you should choose between gas or food. I don't think you should choose between food or medicine. You should be able to get all of the things that you need in this life that you're living right now. There should be no point of us to struggle like we are. How can we solve that? How can we solve the problem of capitalism? How can we solve the issues of inflation? How? How can we make workplaces better without there being microaggressions or racism to experience while you're there? How can we get people to care about each other while they're spending majority of the day with each other? How? How do you get people to care about each other when they spend majority of the day with each other? And not necessarily care so much like, oh, I'm gonna just be cordial, be kind. Stop gossiping. Stop competing. Stop thinking that you're better than anybody. That shit gets on my nerves. But in the famous words of Lana Del Rey, she says that she says, money is the reason we exist. Everybody knows it. It's a fact. Kiss, kiss. It's true. It's true. And I try to explain it to people, you know, how children fall in line of capitalism and growing families, because usually when people start making more money, that's when they have the kids. Even if they aren't making money, they have the children and they can't afford them. They can't even afford an abortion, so they end up having a child that they don't really care about, and the child ends up being neglected because they don't have the money to be able to pay to keep the child, or to keep up with the kid, or to take care of the kid, whatever the case may be. And even then, they'll end up having multiple kids. I only have one. That's it. I'm done. Finito. Yeah, as an educator and working in the system and seeing so many crazy things, it's just really weird how many people don't love their kids. But as a teacher, it takes a lot. Our job is stressful because it takes a lot to deal with so many personalities in one room. And you also have to think about, we probably have too many kids in one room to be able to focus on everybody. Like, everything is short-staffed. Nothing makes any sense. I'm not sure what people are doing to make anything better. I am tired of talking about stuff. I want to take action. How do we take action? How do you do that? I guess that's something to think about while you're working. So I just want to leave y'all with this. If you are in an occupation that you no longer want to do, if you want to explore something new, if you want to sell all of your material things and travel around the world, do it. You only have one life in this dimension, so take advantage of all the opportunities that life presents you. I feel like the main job that we should have as humans is to be better than we were yesterday, to be better people, to be better versions of ourselves. And sometimes having a 9-to-5 can take away from that. All right. It's time to look for another job on Indeed. And so you do. And after you upload your resume, guess what it asks you to do? Type in your work history manually. Yeah, that's right. That's frustrating. And then when you do have an interview, they show up late. What's that? Do you really need someone to work here? I don't care anymore at the interview. I'm going to say whatever I need to get the job. And by the time I do get the job, I won't want it anymore. You see how that works? Please, stop mansplaining things to me. It happens everywhere I go. I only need this job so I can make money to eat. Don't you know what that means? Bills are due all the time. I just want to be free and happy. I wish capitalism would end. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the show. It's been nice talking to you and venting to you and talking to you about life. And we will continue to do this again. Until next time, I'll see you soon.
Take your hits, baby. Take your hits, boy. Take your hits. You got